here from Create Your Future. Guys, I have an exciting video today on what to do if you're seeing the opposite in your reality, okay? So I think this is really important to go over because I feel like a lot of people say that they're getting the opposite. So we're going to talk about how you can change that and start getting what you want in your reality. So for those of you that are new here, my name is Amanda. I am a neurolinguistic programming practitioner, hypnotherapist, EFT practitioner, and a certified life coach. And me and my team of coaches make videos on manifesting what you want in your life. So just before I dive into this, guys, I don't know if this is for you, but we do have a free course, How to Identify Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. It's going to help you to actually like sort out your mental diet and what thoughts you should be keeping and which ones you shouldn't. And also, like, I didn't realize this way in the beginning of my manifesting journey, but questioning is a block. Okay, so let's say you're manifesting money, questioning where the money is, why it's not showing up. That's definitely a block. Okay, and that will actually help you to receive the opposite results as well, right? So a good clean mental diet is what you're looking for. That course is going to help you, as well as, guys, I have a course, Create the Relationship You Love. It's going to help you to create a mantra to speed up your manifestations. And my affirmation tracks, there's one of getting rid of the third party, manifesting your ex back, as well as manifesting money. They're on sale as long, and my course as well. And these affirmation tracks are going to help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay, so important. So there's two ways to reprogram your subconscious mind, and that's either through repetition, okay, of your thoughts, okay, or by being in a relaxed state and sleeping. Okay, so that's why, Neville Goddard's SAT technique, where, you go into that meditative state before bed and you visualize your end scene, is really, really good. As throughout your day, staying on top of your mental diet is really going to help as well, because everything that you're going through during the day and you're thinking about, it's going to just basically like manifest overnight if you have a nice, good, clean mental diet. Okay, how do you know if you have a good, clean mental diet? Is you will be free of feelings from anxiety, resentment, and all of that. Okay, so your thoughts are going to create your feelings. You want to know where your mental diet's at? Well, think about your SP. Are you feeling resentment? Are you feeling anxiety? If you are, well, then you need to clean up your thoughts, okay? So you would feel neutral about whatever situation you're thinking about if you're on a good mental diet about that, okay? And guys, guess what? We have a Facebook group. It's got success stories in it. It's called Create Your Future with Amanda, Law of Attraction Hacks. I mean, I think it's just so great to spend some time on there and just read these wonderful success stories. I thank everybody that's posting there. I love chatting with you, saying hi. So you can definitely come there. I do hang out in the Facebook group and comment on everything. And yeah, so join us there. Okay, so let's dive into this. Okay, so you're getting the opposite. Okay, why is that? Well, there could be a couple reasons. The first one is you could just like create it by saying, I always get the opposite of what I want. Okay, just by saying that, you've created that as a rule and a belief in your reality. And unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. Okay, so if you've created that, you say, no, I always get what I intend and manifest. What I intend and manifest will show up. Okay, exactly the way I want it to show up, how I declare it to. Okay, the second reason why you're maybe getting the opposite is, it could be a matter of, okay, your 3D reality is delayed. Okay, it's your previous thoughts. Okay, so it's yesterday's thoughts, the day before, the week ago, the month ago. Okay, so it could just need a little bit of time to catch up. Okay, even I've I've had to like put serious, like thought into something. Okay, and when I've been doing my intentions, it hasn't shown up right away. So sure, for like, let's say, I don't know, it takes me 2 weeks to manifest something. Okay, and I've been doing my intentions for 2 weeks. For all of those 14 days, I can very much say I'm getting the opposite of what I'm intending. Absolutely, I could say that, but I won't say that because I don't want that to happen. Again, do you want to create that? Do you want to create you're getting the opposite of what you're intending? If the answer is no, don't say that. I always get what I intend, okay? So it could be a matter that you're just deciding to say, oh, it hasn't shown up yet, so I'm getting the opposite. The other thing that could be happening, right, is that we're just not doing our mental diet correctly. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you're in a friends with benefits situation and, you're reacting a lot and you're getting upset at your SP, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that's going to slow down your manifestation. Okay. I don't want to say that it's not okay to react. It is okay to react, but just know that that reaction is also creating, right? So, you know, if you're seeing the opposite for a long period of time, then we might be missing something in our mental diet. We might be missing some thoughts, some belief. For some of you, it might just be as simple as, well, I'm getting the opposite of my intentions. Just by saying that, you will get the opposite of your intentions, okay? So you can say that. I always get what I intend. I never get the opposite of my intentions. I always get what I intend. And here's another one. Create this. I can always see exactly how I've manifested something, okay? I love that one. So you will enlighten yourself, okay? I've also asked myself, right, you know, my subconscious mind to show me how I created something. And it does. It's like okay, so it says your wish is my command, okay? So I was going to bingo and we're playing like quarter bingo. And everybody was winning around me. And I wanted to win too. And I was like, you know what? I want to win, right? So I kept going in, doing my intentions, and I wasn't winning. So one day I was like, oh, I'd really like to know what's blocking me from winning. Like, what story do I have going on? And I'm not kidding you. All of a sudden, this gentleman at the end of the table, everyone's talking, and all of a sudden he says, you know what? He's like, I never win. He's like, I'm like, oh, really? Why not? He's like, because I always have the belief that, you know, gambling cuts into like my partying money. And I was like, what? I used to say that when I was in my 20s, when my friends would go to the casino, I'd be like, no, that cuts into my drinking money. I don't gamble. Okay. Oh my goodness. What a terrible like assumption and belief, right? I mean, obviously for it to cut into my partying money, I'm going to have to lose and not win anything. So of course I'm not winning anything. Right. So, and you know, when he said it, it was word for word of what I used to say. And I'm not kidding you, like the hairs on my arms stood up. I was like, whoa, you know, and it was like, so I changed it. So I took that and I went home, and for a week I changed it. Every time I thought about going to bingo, I changed it. And then sure enough, the next week I won the first hand of bingo and I won a second hand of bingo. Okay. So what I did though, is I stayed on my mental diet. Okay. I thought about it. Anytime I thought about bingo, I would like put, you know, nope, I always win. I always win at bingo because you know what? And I've got more than enough money to party with. In fact, I make so much money at bingo that I can spend it on whatever I want, right? I can take people out. Like I just kept like doing that like the whole week, right? And then sure enough, the next week I did win at bingo twice, right? So, you know, I mean, it's kind of like ghosting, right? I mean, when did you give up on somebody text messaging you and declare it ghosting, right? I mean, you choose what you call the situation, okay? So, you know, for instance, if you are going to be in a friends with benefits situation, I wouldn't call it that. I would say you're dating. And you know, dating to be in the relationship together, right? You know, and if your SP said, well, I'm not quite ready, okay, you're dating and they're not quite ready, but they are over their baggage and they are ready, and that's your new assumption. So your assumptions mean everything, right? So if you decide, well, you know what, I've been doing intentions for 2 weeks and I'm constantly getting the opposite, well, you know, it could be one of the above three things that I've just mentioned. But when do you decide that? Like, I mean, again, good mental diet. Do you want to create that? No. Well, then let's not say we're getting the opposite. Let's say that we are getting what we want and our intentions are working, our affirmations are working, you know. But a really good way, okay, if you've been like stuck and struggling for a long time, a really good way to figure out if you're like doing a good mental diet is to check in on how you're feeling. And if you think of your SP and you're panicked and you've got resentment and you're angry, well, then there's a big story that needs to be shifted there. If you're manifesting money and it's not coming in, ask yourself, are you anxious? If you have a business and you're not manifesting customers and yet you're scared to talk about your business, okay, ask yourself, like, what are those thoughts? You know, if you're feeling that, you need to change those thoughts, because if you think about, you know, your relationship and you get anxiety or you get fear of rejection, then you're just creating more of that. Okay. So your feelings are going to be a good temperature to figure out where your thoughts have been. You want to change enough of your thoughts so you feel neutral, and that would be enough to manifest something. Okay. So from now on, let's all agree that there's no such thing as manifesting the opposite or getting the opposite in our realities, okay? We always get what we want. We always get it quickly. Okay? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.